Check, check. Well, hello and welcome to another edition of 907 Sports, where it is all Alaska all the time. Jordan Rodenberger calling the plays in this one. And if you are tuning in, I want to know where you're tuning in from. And I'm also curious which sport you're most excited about right now this time of year, either locally or nationally. I know some of y'all are signing the kids up for soccer or softball or baseball this time of year. High school is getting those seasons underway, while nationally, I mean, we got the NBA and NHL playoffs about to start. We have the NFL draft starting next week as well, and the MLB season is under full swing as well, so a lot going on. We also had the WNBA draft on Monday, and that is what I am here to talk about because one of Alaska's very own was selected. Happy Alissa Pili week in Alaska, everyone. On Monday, she was selected 8th overall in the 2024 WNBA draft to the Minnesota Lynx. The entire state was celebrating as Pili is a pro officially, a special day for a special athlete, one of the greatest the state has seen, which we'll get to in a second, heading up to the post-draft press conference and addressing the media for the first time as a professional.
And also, like, what do you bring personally to the Minnesota Lynx?
Yeah, I'm just super excited to come in and just learn from players like that. And I think that's the fun part about it is that, you know, we think that we've been playing for so long, we know a lot about the game, but there's so much more to learn. And I'm just looking forward to that. And I think that I just bring, you know, versatility and just a physicality to the game of basketball. And so that's what, you know, mostly they'll be saying for me. Yeah, I think they'll just get somebody who's a competitor and somebody who has a unique style of play, and it's just fun to watch. And I'm very excited to just be able to play at the next stage and kind of just improve in areas that I need to really excel at the next level.
Pili ready to get to work immediately, and Minnesota is getting a versatile player with the Pac-12 Player of the Year as a junior, and just continued to build her draft stock her senior season. As we go over some of the numbers, 21 points per game. She had 727 total during the season, in which was ranked 8th in the entire nation, full of bucket getters. And if you watched any of the NCAA tournament, you know what I'm talking about when they can score the ball. But not only can she do so, but she does it efficiently, nearly 57% from the field and 41% from three-point land at a very high clip her last 2 seasons in college, and she can very well score the ball. Her coming out party this year might have been 37 points, tying a career high against #1 South Carolina, who did go on to win the national championship, if you were following along there. And all of this is paired with maybe the most underrated part of her game is her passing ability. She was 3rd on the team in assists behind only the 2 starting guards. Wow. On defense, she led the team in rebounds, 6.6 per game. She stands at 6'2" and was 3rd in steals and had 28 blocks on the year. And the next highest Utah U on the season was 9 blocks, so she was far and ahead the next as far in terms of blocks. So she's really doing it on both sides because there's a million reasons she is so beloved in our state, million basketball reasons. But as more eyes were on her game, they were also on her culture and background, which she embraced, has become a positive role model and positive figure in the Indigenous and Polynesian communities throughout the year.
Wanted to ask you, so much is going to be said about what you do on the court, but what do you want people to know about you off the court?
Just that I'm a humble person and somebody who is really for the community and just loves to represent my people. I think I've just, especially this year, just try to tap into representing my culture and just being that inspiration for young kids who look like me and are of my same background. And so I just think that impact is something that I'll carry with me to the WNBA, and I just hope that's what people see. So.
And many of us here in Alaska are familiar with Pili's story, born in Barrow and raised in Anchorage as a multi-sport athlete from a multi-sport family. The national media will soon learn about the pride of Alaska, as of course she was asked about her upbringing in the introductory press conference about growing up in Alaska.
I wonder if you can just talk a little bit about growing up in Alaska and, Minnesota weather is compared to that. And also maybe just as a follow-up, talk about the importance football's had your family with your brother Brandon, and I know you played a little bit yourself, not a little bit, a lot growing up. Maybe talk about that, how that important that was too.
Yeah, growing up in Alaska was great. Like I always say, I love my childhood, and it was just so much fun. Camping, fishing, doing a bunch of outdoor stuff, and it's a beautiful state. The only problem I think was just the isolation it had from the rest of the world and how much it lacked exposure and just sports and things like that. But I wouldn't have had it any other way. I love my state and carry that with a lot of pride. I know going to Minnesota, the cold probably won't bother me since I'm used to that. I'm excited to be in a new environment and place. The football question, that's just played a big part of my life. I think just kind of building up the physicality I played with. It's helped me a lot with that. And just having an older brother, he plays for the Dolphins now. Just kind of looking back on it, how we were literally on the same team and competing against each other. It's cool to see. And we're both very fortunate to be doing what we love at the highest level. And, it's just a blessing.
Hey, shout out to that reporter for doing her homework. Yes, she did play football among a number of other sports. And earlier when I said she's one of the greatest athletes, at least all around high school athletes the state has seen across the variety of sports and the skill level in each one, she was named the Max Preps National Athlete of the Year twice. And Max Preps, if you guys don't know, it just specializes only in high school sports. That's all they focus on. And they said, Alissa Pili from Diamond High, you're the best athlete in the nation twice as a junior and a senior. She collected 13 state championships from hoops to volleyball and track and field, shot put and discus. In there, she wrestled, softball, graduated from Diamond High in 2019 as a 3-time Gatorade Player of the Year in the state's all-time leading scorer, only to be recently broken. All stuff her former coach at Diamond High, Jim Young, saw during her 4 years there.
The thing that I think was very special about Alissa, and this is my perception of it, is she was a multi-sport athlete. She was good in volleyball, basketball, track and field, and she wrestled. She played football growing up, and I think that really helped her. And when I spoke to college coaches about her, I didn't only sell the basketball part of it, I sold the athletic part of it. She was a multi-sport athlete. She was Max Preps Player of the Year nationwide 2 years in a row. For an Alaskan kid to get that is unheard of. I think she's just opened the doors for Alaskans, like previous players as well. But I think it gives them motivation to continue to work hard and strive and set their goals up high, and just never know. You never know.
A one-of-a-kind athlete for sure. All of the things Minnesota also saw in Pili as well. Head coach and president of basketball operations Cheryl Reeve addressed the media after using their first-round selection on Alaska's very own.
I suspect that Alissa, every day she wakes up, she can shoot the ball. Every day she wakes up, she's strong enough to, finish around the basket. Can she do other things at a fast pace, which is what the W is? Being thrown into a brand new system, just 2 weeks after you're being drafted. Those are all the challenges. But I think her emotional maturity, watching players at practice is something that is really, really valuable. And sometimes you see a different person or player in that setting versus the game. And I think with Liz, it's really, I think what defines her, a little bit like we talked about with Dorka, you don't see, the blips of ups and downs. She's just really steady. You can directly communicate with her. She's engaged and she understands what needs to happen. And so I enjoyed, the times that I saw her in practice, and she's able to translate to the game what they're doing in practice. So the biggest adjustment is absolutely going to be the pace, and she's going to bring physicality. I mean, that's a player that's known to be extremely strong. So can you score over bigger players and do those same things that you've done in college? That'll be something she's got to work on. She might have to develop, a couple more moves and footwork. But I think, overall, what we've seen in terms of all of our work with her just gives us I think the confidence that she will be a player that comes in sort of, the emotional maturity that's necessary to navigate a tough 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks.
And everything I've seen, read, and heard, and kind of understanding the way that Minnesota develops their player and the way that their roster is constructed, is that I very well could see Alissa Pili getting meaningful minutes very early in the season, if not very long into it, as they're getting their season underway, as she will become the 6th Alaskan to play in the WNBA. The 5th and most recent would that be Fairbanks' Ruthie Hebard, who was drafted back in 2020, also selection number 8. She played 4 seasons in Chicago, winning a WNBA title back in 2021. And here's the thing, is that after those 4 seasons, she was a free agent, and back in February signed a training camp deal with the Minnesota Lynx. So yes, the 2 Alaskans in the WNBA could very well be playing on the same team together. That would be incredible. And just to kind of show how small the sports media world is, a former KTVF reporter in Fairbanks, Nick Speliopoulos, is now working as a sports media member in Minnesota, and he jumped in on that Zoom conversation and just had to ask about that Ruthie Pili connection, if there was any at all.
Yeah, I can't say that there was any intention around, connecting 2 Alaskans, but that's kind of fun, to have 2. I think it varies by the individual in terms of, their whys. We've gotten to know Liz probably a little better than Ruthie in that, Ruthie's in market now. We're going to spend some time with her and understand her more. I just know they're both really quality people, and I know their families are important to them, and they're 2 Alaskans that are happy to represent their home, and we're excited to have them.
Now that would be pretty cool to see, as we'll see a lot of Lynx jerseys around Alaska if that's the case, with Pili Mania sweeping the state this week. She even got a shout out from Governor Mike Dunleavy at the start of one of his press conferences this week.
Want to start off by really congratulating Alissa Pili from Alaska. I don't know what it was this year, but a lot of folks tuned into the WNBA, especially during the playoffs. But I can recall Alissa when she was at Diamond several years ago. And she was a phenomenal player then. And I think most of Alaska cheered when she went on to a Division I college, which if you saw her play in high school, you could tell that she was Division I, quote, material. And then she went down to USC, big college, right? California, everyone's heard of USC, and then transferred over to Utah, where she just did a phenomenal job. And I mean, I played basketball in a small college, but I watched her play a couple snippets here not too long ago, and just athletically gifted. And so when the WNBA draft occurred here just the other day, and she was picked number 8 in the first round, I thought that was phenomenal. So I want to congratulate her. I wanted to congratulate her family. I'm sure they're proud, and they should be. And I want you to know, Alissa, that a lot of Alaskans are going to be tuning in to the Minnesota Lynx games, when possible, here in the future. And that your play, your sportsmanship, etc., is something that did not go unnoticed by Alaskans. And so we're cheering for you. We're rooting for you, rooting for your family, rooting for your friends. And the Minnesota Lynx will have a lot more folks tuning in from the Great White North. So with that, congratulations.
Pretty cool stuff, and it is a quick turnaround in the WNBA. You get drafted, and training camp will start April 28th. So we're talking math, 9 days from now if you're watching this live on Facebook or YouTube or any of our streaming platforms. The season itself will begin May 14th, so in less than a month, so that is a quick turnaround. But of course, we will be tuning in, and I appreciate y'all for tuning in to 907 Sports. If you're just now jumping in, we will be able to replay and watch this on Facebook and on our website, alaskasnewssource.com, for everything and all things Alaska 907 Sports. I appreciate y'all tuning in, and I'll catch you next time.